Hi everybody and welcome back to my backyard once again. Today we're gonna take a look at the new Geprc Cinelog30 V2 with the O4 Pro system. The unboxing is very nice and boom. We got the drone right here with this new orange color. If you remove this panel, then you open this other panel. Boom! You get a bag full of accessories, extra battery strap, 2 battery pads, one is for the drone, one is spare, tools, extra screws and grommets, an extra set of HQ T76 propellers, a whole extra frame in this translucent black, 3 different colors naked GoPro mounts, they screw like this in the front of the drone, and lastly a bag with manuals and stickers. And finally, let's talk about the drone. First of all, the wheelbase is 127mm motor to motor, the weight 181 grams, my version. If you have a receiver, add a couple grams more. With this weight, you're gonna be able to carry a maximum 720 milliamps HV4S battery and still be right at the 249-250 grams mark. Geprc says with one of these batteries, you're gonna do around 8 minutes of very slow flying, so I'm very curious about that. That's gonna be amazing. It has roughly the same weight as the Cinelog30 V2 that came out like 2 months ago, but the O4 is like 10 grams lighter than the O3, so they should have saved a little bit more grams. Yet, it's up to 150, I cannot complain about it. The injection molded propeller guards feels very stiff for how thin they are. They have been improved since last version. You have an LED strip running through it and very convenient dust plugs that protect your O4 camera unit and still give you a lot of access to the USB-C port and the SD card slot, while avoiding grass getting into it. The top carbon plate is blacked out and is 2.5mm thick. You have 2 aluminum protectors for the O4 in the front, and all of the plastic parts on this drone are injection molded, which is super premium. There are no 3D printed parts on it. The battery is an improvement. Finally, it sits longitudinally, so you can perfectly select your center of gravity on this drone. They also added a custom PCB at the back that deals with the USB-C rerouting, XT30 plug, capacitor and anti-spark filter. It has the LED driver and a buzzer built into it. The motors are the same as last version. They are Geprc SPEDX 1404 3850 kV. And the flight controller is a F7 with 45 amps 32-bit integrated ESCs. And finally, this drone comes with the O4 Pro system, which is soft-mounted in Geprc style, and this system should give you the same quality as a DJI Action 4. Probably you won't need a dedicated action camera on this drone and you can keep it sub 250. The antennas are placed very nicely at the back, and with the O4 system you should have plenty of range. Also, this drone is available in O3 if you need it. And Geprc also makes a set of ND filters especially made for the O4 system. And finally, it's time to fly. I'm gonna go first with the 720 milliamps 4S HV. With that we are at 250 grams, so still, let's say, sub 250. With the 850 we are at around 265-70, so yeah, it's not sub 250 anymore, but I'm curious to see how it flies with that. If you're curious about a full GoPro on a drone like this, I tested it on the previous version, the Cinelog30 V2. You will find the link down in the description below. Let's just say it flies, it carries it, but it's not ideal with a full-size action camera. Boom! I don't know why the OSD is not showing up. I just did a test flight and the OSD was there. I changed the setting to allow it to be 4/3 and it disappeared now, but before it was working. I don't know. It's the second drone that does this to me. Maybe are the goggles, something with DJI, something with the log profile. I have no idea, but the drone from stock had the OSD perfectly working, so probably is my gear's fault. Okay, anyways, we have the voltage at the bottom. So, the drone is noisy, but not annoying. We are in angle mode, and it's very stable in angle mode. Like very smooth. And of course, we have to look for the starts of the show. Why did I go against that? Where the hell are the chicken today? Where the hell are the chicken? This is okay, one is down there. I don't know why this chicken likes to It's alone right here. All the other chicken must be somewhere else. But you're already seeing like this O4 system has a crazy amount, has a crazy amount of penetration. There they are. Boom. Let's see what they do, because there is a fence. They cannot cross it. So probably they are gonna channel through a hole in the... Yeah, you saw them. Come on, another one. I want to follow them through the channel. And like this, we are testing out the efficiency of this drone. Come on. Nah. Because they say it's gonna fly 8 minutes with this battery, so we are at 2 minutes already. Come on, channel through the hole in the wall. There they are. Boom. Oh! Why did he stop? Poor chicken. I'm sorry. I didn't touch it. I guess. Okay, there they are. Nice. You got the very nice chicken chase. Super approved with this drone. And also I made them go home because it's 5 o'clock. It's time for them to go home. And yes, the drone seems to be very efficient. It hovers at like 23, 24 throttle. I tested it before when I had the OSD working. But let's put it in acro and see how it goes. So today is mildly windy. And until you fly like this, the drone is stable. I did a test flight already. Maybe the rates are a little bit too fast. I already put a little bit of expo. If you start going faster, still plenty. For a sub 250 drone, you can cruise quite nicely. Okay, let's try going acro with it. Of course, the battery is not gonna last. And it's not gonna last 8 minutes if you start pushing. So, it's for sure much better than the previous version. Like it doesn't have problems, but when you turn mid-air, it kind of turns super fast. It's not really, you see, it's not really super happy when you start turning. I don't know what's that. Maybe it's the duct design, the propellers, but it seems like there is a little bit of turbulence when you do that. And it kind of messes up. You see, boom, every time you flip, the drone is not happy about it. So this is not a drone to do very hard acro maneuvers, especially like split S's. Okay, now it worked. Let's try. You see, it's not totally It's not totally predictable. Let's see if I can. Okay, luckily the grass is being cut. No, the propellers are too close to the ground for that. I need to recover it. It seems like the antennas will come out of the housing quite easily if you crash. Okay, we still have a little bit to go. We did 1 minute in the ground, so that doesn't count. Battery is at 14.4, 14.3. Gonna keep flying a little bit chill because I'm curious to see how long it's gonna go. But yeah, if you use it like a Cinewhoop, it's a great Cinewhoop. Problem is, it's not really meant to do acro, and you're gonna have a hard time. Now I wanna do this. I know I'm gonna regret it. Oh my God. Of course, this battery we have on top, it's a little bit small, so there is that as well. For a 3-inch, it's not a big battery at all. But it's efficient because you have big propellers, and still you're gonna be able to do a little bit of acro. This, oh my God, unlike the older version that was really loose feeling, this one only does weird things every now and then. It's not total. Okay, yeah, the battery is done. We are at 7 minutes, 1 on the ground, so probably we have been flying for 5 minutes and a half, 6 minutes. I feel like I have to land. Around 5 minutes and 30, 6 minutes with this 720 milliamps mixed flying is not bad at all. The drone is super efficient if you fly slow like they advertise. If you start pushing, the motors and the propellers are bigger, they are gonna drain the battery pretty quickly. But I feel like it's very, very capable as a Cinewhoop. If you fly even acro, but very smooth and very, very sightseeing, it's fine. If you start doing freestyle, you notice a little bit of the shortcomings of being light and very, very wide. Of course, it acts a little bit like a sail, and sometimes you feel a little bit of prop wash. They made it much better than last version, which was super, super loose feeling. This one, you can still control it, you can still do a little bit of freestyle, but expect sometimes, if the moves are not entirely smooth, you will feel a little bit of jerk at the movements. It comes down nice, it doesn't have many problems apart from that, so very good. And now let's try with a bigger battery. Okay, this battery is slightly heavier and it feels even smoother now. Wow. Oh. This light is hard to see shrubs and scraggle. So I believe, oh no, the chicken are not home yet, so let's do another quick run with them with a non-sub 250 drone. This is the limit of what I will chase chicken with. But you can see how composed this drone is as a Cinewhoop. Like as a Cinewhoop, it's totally promoted. Even indoors, you're gonna have a super precise drone. So you can really take cool shots and come here and fly under the dog. Probably not. Hi dog. This dog is a rascal. I don't wanna I don't wanna deal with him. So yeah, totally good. And if you take it slowly, you can do this kind of maneuvers. You see? Just take it slowly. If you start bashing it, it doesn't like it. But yeah, let's see if it has gel or not. Okay, it has the minimal amount of vibration, but I don't think that's translating to jello. We are very high, there is a little bit of wind today. Let's see how it comes down. So, not the straight, but a tiny amount of wobble, which is normal for a Cinewhoop. So it's totally fine. It's not like locked in like a 5-inch I've tested last time, but still I cannot complain. Okay, so it looks like this is a drone to really take it slow and do cinematic shots with it. Okay, hey! What did you expect? Of course, if you need a freestyle drone, get an open design, you're gonna have a much better time. It looks like with this big... it looks like with... no. With this bigger battery is not better. It's the same. If you start pushing harder, the drone... you see? It doesn't like it. It tilts left and right. But if you take it slowly, it does it. I believe the rates are a little bit too high. Maybe that as well. Because I feel it should be more relaxed flying this drone. Even if I put a little bit of expo, the turns per second are too many for a Cinewhoop. I don't know why it needs to turn like this stock, but yeah. Maybe fixing the settings a little bit will prevent the accidents happening completely. You see? Like this, it's incredibly smooth. Let's turn off the LEDs and let's go recover it. Another slight crash and the antenna came out of the housing again. I will not fly like this because you may possibly damage the antenna. Light Cinewhoop. Super controllable. If you fly this indoors, you will have a really nice time, I believe. It's very composed. I talked. You see, I have the antenna in the propellers again. Man, that's a shame. Not only the antenna got caught in the propellers, but the noise was actually the camera assembly was pressed on the top of the table, and since the propellers are inward spinning, they caught with the camera assembly itself, dislodging one of the grommets. And boom, in a couple of minutes the drone is in perfect shape again. Mostly thanks to this little tool they provide that helps you pull the grommets in place. Don't forget to carry this if you go flying, because if that happens and you don't have this, you're gonna have a really bad time and possibly have to go home. Of course, if you add this piece to the top, it's very hard for the camera to be pushed down enough so the propellers lock with the assembly. But this adds a little bit of weight, and you have to choose between being sub 250, have a 720, or have this piece. You cannot have all of them at the same time. Time for my final opinion on the Geprc Cinelog30 V2 with the O4 Pro system. It's a very nice upgrade since the last V2 version. It flies much better. It's a super composed Cinewhoop. You're gonna have a blast with it. It's super smooth, flies nice. If you wanna do a little bit of freestyle and you take it slowly, you can still do that. If you wanna really bash it and push it, this is not the drone to do that, because you will see some jerks in the movements and it starts becoming a little bit loose feeling. But until you use it as a Cinewhoop, it's super capable. The powertrain is efficient if you keep it light, but if you start putting 1500 milliamps and you wanna put, for some reason, a big action camera on top, this drone has the power to carry that, no problem. If you don't care about being sub 250, you can put a big battery on it, and this thing will have a crazy battery life. If you fly with a 720, you're gonna be sub 250, do 7-8 minutes of cruising, and for example, real estate, for flights like that where you need a Cinewhoop, it's super nice, efficient and stable. The build quality is super premium. They made the right choices, especially here with the battery, and they don't have 3D printed parts on it. Every piece of plastic is injection molded, which is more expensive but better feeling. Of course, I have a couple of nitpicks or upgrades for next version. First of all, the antenna mounts maybe are a little bit too loose, and when you crash, the first thing you hit is the antennas, and they do this and they go into the propellers, which is not ideal because especially the O4 is kind of expensive. Maybe adding a bigger hole on the carbon would make them stick better into it. I don't know, but this, if you don't crash, it's not a problem. If you crash, you have to go pick up the drone. Don't try flying again because you may have the antennas into the propeller. Another nitpick I have with this drone is the weight, which is fine. It's sub 250 and is very light still, so kudos to Geprc. But I wish it was a little bit lighter, of course, because the O4 is 10 grams lighter than the O3, but this drone weighs the same as last generation with the O3, so something doesn't add up. They added carbon or plastic 10 grams. I wish we saved 10 grams and we could put, I don't know, bigger batteries, or maybe put this bit of protection here and still be sub 250 with the 720 milliamps. Because this offers a ton of protection for the camera and prevents the propellers from striking if you hit on the camera like this. You see? The castle goes down and it hits the propellers. My last nitpick is with the flying characteristics, which have been much improved since last time. Now the drone flies smooth, stable, predictable. It's a very good Cinewhoop, but it lacks a tiny bit in the freestyle department. If you take it slow, it's fine, but if you start bashing it, it doesn't respond super well and predictable. It becomes a little bit loose, and I want to see it fixed for V4. Other than that, if you're looking again for a slow and steady Cinewhoop for real estate, for being used like a Cinewhoop, I can totally recommend it. It's super efficient, you're gonna have a blast with it. As always, remember to like, subscribe and comment on this video. Let me know what do you think about this drone. Of course, the O4 Pro, I don't even want to talk about it because it's amazing. If you want to buy something, check out the links in the description below. Clicking on them, you help my channel a lot, and also you will find discounts, which probably is Rimzler 5 to get a discount on this drone. Stay safe and happy flying. Bye.